Well, good morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we pissed off this morning? It's 2:42 in the morning, West Coast time on a Friday, the 25th of July, 2025. Yeah, yesterday was a hell of a bombshell that the old gas bag in the executive office dropped on our ass. Basically, if you're homeless, you're fucked. Plain and simple. Puts an executive order outlawing us assholes. I already posted it on my page. I already posted the reasons out there. I've got other videos being pulled out of my phone to be posted. So I don't know when this is going to be in order or not. But yeah, basically I'm pissed off about it. And I've already had letters sent to other people about how pissed off I am about it. Because I don't know what the hell we're supposed to be saying or doing about this point. At any moment I could be kicked out of this place. Even though I paid for rent for another month. They've already got credit, but they're not going to be at it. They already took the money and got it out of my damn bank account. Oh, what was it, last month or months prior to that? I made a mistake. I had automatic pay, taking money out of my pay, out of my social, so I can get the rent paid. But then I thought I didn't. Memory lapse. Paid them extra. So now they got credit. But they're going to run with the credit and take it and just, that's it. I don't know if I get another month or not. Maybe, I don't know. But the one thing I do know is being labeled as homeless and stigmatized. And yes, my recordings are going to be out there. Even to the one I made to a friend of mine that I get advice and assurances sometimes about how my behavior and everything else is going. But the thing of it is being treated as a human being. Have you guys been out there? Kicked out of your homes for one way or another? I had said in my recording, and I'm still sticking it. It's only one way, or actually one reason. It doesn't matter the definition of the reason. It doesn't matter. You see, it's whatever the reason is that got you out there in the street in the first place. It's not just the reason. Conditions for it. And for you staying out there that people don't like. They look at homeless as leprosy, as what the AIDS people in the AIDS community had dealt with for decades. The stigma, the social stigma. For those who are still out there in the streets, it's a day-to-day, minute-by-minute survival. No relief. You may get an occasional meal, maybe an occasional shower if you're lucky enough, maybe an occasional sofa bed or just a sofa to sleep on with a roof over the head. You're lucky. For the rest of them, they camp out. The rest of them, they try to struggle with what they've got and keep what they've got. Because of the decisions happened within the past decade through the court systems, we have made homeless leprosy. Leprosy in itself was a disease. It wasn't social. It was an ailment that people had suffered through. And they were shunned because they didn't want anybody else to have this disfiguring, agonizing medical condition that happened to them. They didn't know how, but they thought it was physical or by the air, and they had it. There were colonies set up for them to die off. The family were shunned. The family was shunned. It only took them, what, as I tried to say before, about a century and a half, maybe more, maybe less, that we developed techniques and we developed cures At least better treatments for the damn stuff. And we didn't treat them as a social disease. It's still out there. Leprosy is still out there, but it's not as rampant as it was millenniums and centuries throughout human history. AIDS, unfortunately, is still rampant out there. Treatable, but so much less expensive doing the treatment than it is a cure. Actually, it's more profitable to get treatment going instead of a cure because we need to make money off of the damn stuff, don't we? So there's never been a cure for AIDS. We never found it, and if we did, we're not saying it. But we can make the treatments easier on the body. Screw the pocketbook. But homelessness, there is no cure for it except kicking you around. You're NIMBY. You're crap. You're inhuman monsters who deserve what you've got. We, the society, have deemed you lepers. Begone! You're just like the immigrants coming over here. Our country of Trump will not allow you to stay here. Begone! Out of our towns, out of our memories, out of away from us. You are NIMBY. We are the elite. We are better than you. And we say so. And we tell you, homeless, in whatever form or function or condition or whatever you are, we lift up our middle finger and we flip you off. Flip, 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 flip. You will never be us. Never. We are the Trump. You guys know I go through dramatics. You know I've been through this before. It's not many times. Once you're stigmatized. That's it. You know the feeling. You know the drill. You know the places that you can try getting a bite to eat, or maybe a bit of a respite if you're allowed. But to be pushed around all the damn time in the cities. City of Lancaster has a mayor for a few decades already. He still hates the homeless with a passion. He can't get rid of them. We've got food giveaways happening all over the damn town, but not many beds, and too many of them to fill up the buildings that they had to be. But we don't have the buildings for it. We need the money for it. We can't have the money because the NIMBYs won't give it to us. I say yes because I've been out there. Even though it's a different county, it doesn't matter. I've been out there. I know what it's like to live on handouts. It's embarrassing as hell, isn't it? Going to food giveaways every single day for survival. You know what gets to me is I'm living in a damn place of bugs, and I've got other neighbors dealing with this shit. Complex can't afford any more visits or treatment sometimes. Get it when you get it. It is way too late. I'm broadcasting at this point at a time when these bugs are all over the damn place. They can't stand the light. But I tell you, it eats up power. It eats up all my energy bill. And when I see next month's bill, I'm going to be having a conniption fit. I may even have a heart attack over it. But that's something I'm expecting because my bills are going to be out there just for dealing for the night's broadcast. I know what it is to have financial difficulties. Way too ill on that one. I'm a renter. Currently, and always will be, a renter. I tried doing owning, and I got burned on the damn shit. Now it's just rent. Now I just have to keep the place going. After that, I don't know. I may die or something. I don't know. And my bones will be up to the damn bugs to deal with. But I know what it's like to be shunned, ostracized, and to know that inhumanity exists out there. I also know about human compassion, mercy, empathy, sympathy. and help. I know what it's like when people take pity, but also have been there and try to help out when they can. And I'm forever grateful to those people. I'm grateful. So was my brother when he was alive. He served his country, and his country, the official form of the government, rejected him. But the people he served didn't. The community he became part of, they don't turn their back on their brothers at all. And I'm grateful to them. Grateful for veterans groups and Salvation Army. I know what it's like. I've walked with them homeless, talked with them. I know what it's like to be on the financial assistance in the low end of the totem pole, trying to get a meager survival going on. I'm grateful for at least food aid still here. I'm grateful for Social Security still keeping a roof over the head and the energy bills down a bit, and they have to manage that. But I also know what it's like in the embarrassment of it, asking people for help. And then when the help actually came, how it felt, humiliated, humbled, grateful, less prideful, less ego. But we are dealing with people who haven't been there or actually doesn't care about the homeless situation, or if they have, they lost their humanity and empathy for their fellow man. They lost it, didn't give a shit about it, so they don't care. They don't care. They don't help their neighbor out. Either they're too damn embarrassed, or just, it's probably embarrassment. They haven't been through the situations before. It just takes one situation. Think of it as a row of dominoes. Okay? One tap, boom, 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 boom. But it's usually that one tap on that one domino. It's usually one action that starts the chain reaction. That's how we end up, guys. This is how we end up with the chain reaction. And how are we not supposed to be able to deal with the chain reaction? I don't know. You tell me. We'll both know. Because they don't care. They don't want to know. They want us to be hidden. Well, we have the Olympics happening these days in different countries. I met a few countries who pushed away their homeless away from areas because they don't want the blight to be visible to anybody else. Well, I hate to tell them that. Shit happens. We're out there. But even if you happen to recover from it and you luck out and you're doing okay just for survival, you're still stigmatized. Why? Because it still stays with you no matter where you go. You can look at the homeless and you know that you can't look at them any other way because you've been there. The question is, are you going to help out your fellow people one way or another? Volunteering is good. It's not just doling out the money, but it's doling out the time and telling the story about what you went through. Trump has never been in that kind of a situation, never will be. He's too far up the food chain. He's way too up the food chain to give a shit about anybody else but himself. He doesn't know the ideology of what it is to be homeless because he hears from everybody else. We had this social stigma that's pissing off people. And I can't blame it just on Oregon. We've had this for a hell of a long while. Humanity's had this throughout human history. But in our country's history, we've always been homeless. Either by force or by choice, we got kicked out of our countries. We left our countries to explore the new world and invade somebody else's couch. We did. By manifest destiny, we told ourselves. We're going to find a new place to conquer, to pillage, pilfer, and plunder, to be pirates, and to call our place home. Either by choice, by will, by something. But we did. And we turned the natives, Native Americans, the nations, and we trapped them. We turned this place into Israel/Palestine. We brought our own social and physical diseases that trapped and killed. We brought our devices over to help us make the process more amenable to us and screw the other people. We tried to be amenable to the other person that we're kicking out of their homes, off their couches, taking their Cheetos. We're not forcing them to take a room. We're forcing them to get the next apartment next over. We're taking over their apartment, much like the bugs have done there. I'm the Native American in a sense. And I'm going to be turned homeless because of these sons of bitches. I no longer have a home for myself or my dog. I share it with millions of bugs. But I try to put things into a perspective, guys. You have to think of it. You have to think of that situation because it's in front of your face and you don't want to deal with it. Because the next person you see out there and maybe looking a little ragged, you don't know how long they've been out there. You don't know what that person had been through. Yes, there is drug use, and you do see people out there with drugs and alcohol problems. There's also people who had financial issues that got kicked out and are still struggling trying to get their next meal. We had a homeless guy out here in this town of Roseman, California, well before I got into town. Well before me and my brother had actually joined up with this outfit out here in Roseman, California. There was a guy named Billy. He was a vet. But he had been through emotional traumas. He'd been through battle traumas. He'd been through family troubles. I mean, he'd been through the crap. And because of that, he had a dog, and he was trying to survive. He was just trying to survive. But somebody complained about his dog and took the dog away from him. And slowly, he was losing it. For whatever reason, I put him out there in the street. It was just compounded and consistent to the point where he lost his life in a confrontation with two California Highway patrolmen. Hardly anybody talks about the guy anymore. Once you're homeless, yeah, you may make your marks there, but afterwards, when you're gone, that's it. That's it. They don't remember you anymore. Unless, of course, you've got postings out there about the guy or pictures about the guy, and there had been. But not that much confrontation or communication about him. And this still hurts like hell. It should, because it's a reminder of how fragile our life is right now and how we're dealing with things that are scaring the crap out of people. We think we know better. We think we're humane enough. Problem is, we don't know our ass from a hot rock, and we've already demonstrated it will too many times. We think we know better, but we don't. I'm lucky enough where I live right now that I'm dealing and coping with stuff. Could have been a hell of a lot worse. It should have been a hell of a lot worse. Because I don't know what the hell we're supposed to be doing at this point. But coping and surviving. And it's not the easiest damn thing in the world for us. Being emotional about it, being prideful, being arrogant, being inhuman about it. Try that one. Try that one. See the homeless and treat them as if they're not there. They're NIMBY. They're nothing. Doesn't matter what they've gone through. It's only your place that matters, right? You're going to ask me, why don't I invite the homeless over here? Well, if I had a place for them to sleep, but I don't. And if they like the bugs, hell, they could like the bugs outside, but they're a lot easier to deal with outside than they are in his place. And I almost become NIMBY myself. See, that's the horrible thing about it. Thinking about stuff like this. Because it happens. I'm lucky, I'm grateful, I'm blessed, but I have to be reminded of it on a constant basis. Why? I have to be. I've been out there. I haven't been raiding people's pockets, though. Trying to make it from one food place to another. Even with the roof overhead and a limited budget, sometimes I would still have the need of going out to the food giveaways and get extra grub if I need to. It's not if I want to, it's if I need to. I'm lucky and blessed that I've got neighbors still looking after me, one way or another. I'm grateful. I'll get a reminder that I'm not alone. They watch. They watch the channel. See how the hell I'm losing my mind yet. But after seeing what the hell the rest of our neighborhood here, the rest of the world's been treating us. Once you're homeless, you get the stigma on you. And there's other people out there who are so far up there in the food chain. They don't see down. They only see how much they can climb up and be on the top of the food chain. And then they think they've got it under control. I had to tell you, dummies, but you got other people coming up from behind you who are going to be taking over your spot. So it's going to be a constant war for that elitism shit, isn't it? Think about it, guys. We have begun, our fall is still continuing in our country. We were warned, and now we're seeing more of it. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? That being said,